It's called EPIC, the Exotic Pet Industry Conference, and it's free to register at epic.live. EPIC is over 20 special guests across 16 sessions covering industry trends, marketing, branding, podcasting, and YouTube. EPIC is for pet keepers and breeders. It's for gecko and invert lovers. It's for snake and spider lovers. EPIC is for anyone who enjoys these amazing animals. Did I mention it's free? Register now at epic.live.
Hey, Lace, how you doing?
Hi, bestie.
Hi.
Hi.
It's Sunday, and it's wonderful, and you're beautiful, and you got on a really nice shirt.
Don't we love her? Oh, my God. Look, did you know mine says...
I know, it's special.
I said, did you know that? Like you didn't say, did you?
I didn't. It's my alter ego sent you that shirt. I have on Elias's old style creative reptiles.
Oh, dude, that's a throwback.
It's a throwback.
I want it.
Also,
I need Elias's shit.
We had to pay homage to our Whiskey Bomb Network. I have the ketchup with Whiz Constrictors, with Keys Constrictors, and the mustard with Whiz Constrictors, and the glizzy with Keys Constrictors. But then it got a little burnt, so I have the charcoal with Husbandry Pro. Look at that.
Wow, you are locked and loaded. I only have the mustard. Shout out Wiz. I only have the mustard, and I can, like, for work I only just wear my watch, and then I left it in my truck. So wow, thanks for making me feel.
It's okay. I put it on for this special occasion. I've actually been waiting for this moment for a really long time. So thanks for letting me fulfill my dream.
Honestly, Nikki doing the rubber band check is everything to me right now. I don't know. The Whiskey Bomb Network is going to be living for this moment. I'm just saying this was monumental. It was iconic. It might be featured on you and Craig's show on Friday.
There we go. Which next Friday. Go a whole week ahead, whatever it is.
Oh,
but this one's kind of important today. This one right here.
Yeah. Yeah, sure is. Why is that?
This Husbandry Pro one with the black and the orange. I don't know. There's this guy.
Do we know a guy?
That apparently doesn't just work for Husbandry Pro. Apparently he does other things.
Do you think that he could show us his rack?
I bet he could. Should we ask him if he'll show us his rack?
I don't know. What if he's not free? What if he's unavailable?
Well, let's go. Let's call him right now.
Okay. Oh,
hey, can you show us your rack? What? Look at that
might have been our best one ever.
Wait,
hey, Zach. Thanks for answering my call.
Looky there.
See? So guess what, guys? He's not just the Husbandry Pro guy. So if you thought that this guy was just Husbandry Pro, you're wrong.
That's a husbandry no. You're wrong.
This is Zach.
My camera will reach all the way back to the adult room, but that's the bag, the racks in the baby room.
That's amazing. This is Zach of Parpart's Pythons, and Zach does not just travel around to do Husbandry Pro stuff. Zach also does a monumental amount of show vending for his own business. Lace doesn't know this, Zach. How many shows do you vend in a year?
Last year I had totaled 33. And that was 8 shows for Husbandry Pro, 25 shows just for myself. 3 of the Husbandry Pro shows I did for myself and Husbandry Pro, but I'm not doing that anymore. It's too much. I end up neglecting both. Neither one of them get the attention they deserve when I have to do both of them.
That gets 10 galloos.
I like doing it. It's my preferred way to sell them. I see the customer who's buying my animal. I get to talk to them about the care. I mean, sometimes you get that person who comes up and they're like, I'll take that one. Yeah. And they act like they know, maybe they're not going to we hope they're all going somewhere to the best care and stuff. But, I know that there's a higher chance because I'm sitting right there with the person. Like most of the shows I do, I either sponsor if I'm able to sponsor, or I've been there long enough where I can pick my spot and stuff. And I try to set up right next to a rack guy or right next to an enclosure guy or the supply guy, so I can walk them right over even during the show. That's why you'll always see that I always have at least 2 people at my show with me. So, we can leave the table and we can walk customers over to, get the right stuff, the right setup. And, just like I've had so few callbacks from animals at the reptile expos, and I've sold hundreds. And the amount of calls or messages I get back from animals I sell online to just random people who buy them is tenfold.
Dang. Wow.
And I like
So
to talk.
you prefer the face-to-face interaction. I think that's cool because I like to see where my damn snakes are going. And also, like, we as people are kind of like getting away from human interaction, let's be honest. Thanks, social media.
And it's easy in this industry, like you get buried in the industry and then we start just talking to each other as breeders and stuff. And it's like, you can get caught up in drama real quick and like it can turn toxic and, you get so strayed away from why we started this. And it's like, I started going to shows and stuff because I like getting people, reptiles in people's hands who've never had them before. I like seeing that I like to be the influencer. Like, let me influence you to do this thing. Like getting someone who doesn't like them. Oh man, I've had people cry at my booth. I've had people laugh, whatever I can do to get that first interaction experience, especially if I can talk someone into it who is so like vehemently against it. Like, I don't even care if you buy an animal. It's just like my goal is now to talk you into touching this thing.
Ooh. Ooh.
Talk about whether or not you like it. Because I'm telling you, once they touch it, they're like,
here we are again, our weekly meeting.
Snakes.
Oh no. Oh no, I forgot to hit record.
You're lying.
I was like, I see it up there. I see it.
I got her. I love you.
Wait, what?
I did. The recording is actually going. You just needed a little scare, I could tell.
I'm putting my pen away.
See, we make
She's
a good
been planning that all week.
I have not.
Damn it.
Just the last 5 minutes while you guys were talking.
So you're going to Dallas? I can't stand you, Nikki. You're going to Dallas this weekend. I'm going to see you.
Yes, I'll be there. I'll be there tomorrow. I should roll in at like noon, 1 o'clock, something like that. We'll be setting up with one of our other affiliates, Genetic Genesis, Scott and Jordan.
Heck yeah.
I think be right next to Whitney from A Exotics. So we'll be over there in that group.
Nice. Go. So by the time this is on and by the time everybody's watching us, you guys will have already seen each other because it'll already be Sunday.
Oh my God, that's awesome. I'll be there Sunday for the record.
Oh, never mind. You will be seeing him now.
Hell yeah.
Right now.
That's wild.
I can't even fathom that like right now. Like I've been watching this show where they time travel and stuff and now I'm lost in a paradox.
I know, isn't that crazy? Oh, wait, you have to say it again. I was talking at the same time as you.
Oh. Are you watching Severance?
No. I was watching The Umbrella Academy.
Oh, God. Okay. Yep. Good for you. Okay.
That's a weird one, but I
still don't understand what happened, but yeah, you can't look away.
I still don't understand either. I'm on the season finale, like the first one and stuff, and I'm just like,
what? Yeah.
You guys want to know how creepy this would be? You guys can meet while the show is going and take a photo of each other with the show going. How mind-bending is that?
We'll do it.
It'll be 11 a.m., right? No. Is that right?
Yeah.
9 my time, so 11 Central time. So the show will be going.
11
I'll be
place time.
You'll be awake by then? There you go.
Yeah.
You'll be at the show. Yeah.
Wow. There, that'll creep out your time travel-y, Zach.
We just broke through the fourth wall, y'all, like that.
Did you know it would be the three of us?
I will exist in the fourth dimension.
You will.
I knew it would happen for me personally.
I had no idea.
Did y'all go to Tinley?
No, no Tinley here.
Nope, we only travel to Georgia.
Yeah.
I saw y'all at the Southeast Reptile Expo. That was a fun one too.
That was a fun one.
I was really excited. I almost vended that show, or well, I was trying to vend, but Bob was full. And I was like, well, because it was supposed to be like, the replacement for like Reptilian Nation, which is just a really nice Repticon. with just a lot of pet customers, a good show. And Bob, like, it's kind of Reptilian Nation, and Bob ended up getting into it. So like they had like they both just dumped tons of money on advertisement, and like it worked. Bob got like people from other countries and stuff to come, and so I was like, oh yeah, Husbandry Pro needs to be there for that.
Nice.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
So what you have multiple species, correct?
Yes, I've got a dozen-ish plus species. Ball pythons are what keep the lights on around here. I started, I just bought my first ball python in 2018, but I've owned red tails multiple times, a couple different times in my life. I'm actually breeding I bought some red tails to grow up when I started in 2018 with ball pythons, and they're just now breeding in there because like I was so paranoid about, like, I heard people about them getting bound and like having problems from breeding them too young, so I wanted to wait till they were at least 5. She was like 5.5 last season, and then I was like, well, you get mixed information. They're like, oh, you can just put them together like ball pythons, you've got to cycle them, and I was like, all right, we'll go the easy route the first year. So last year I took like some carpet pythons, some red tails, some rosy boas, some king snakes. What else?
That's the easy way out.
That might have been it last year. I put them together. I put them all together. None of them had babies. Nothing. None of the species. None of them had babies. Like, okay, all right. So I guess only ball pythons are really that easy, and corn snakes. So this year I cycled the room and everything, and I've got 6 different species that should be breeding this season. Plus, I've still got a handful of other ones growing up that on projects I'm working at. And honestly, it's the stuff I enjoy handling more. Like the mad scientist in me loves my ball pythons because it's like all the combinations of the genetics and stuff that you don't have with anything else, except for a little bit with like some corn snakes. But I don't really appreciate the colubrids as much as I like the pythons and boas. So, I like that part of the ball pythons. But when I come home and get out a snake, I get out a carpet python or a boa more often than anything. Probably a carpet python.
I wish the rosy boas didn't hide because they're so derpy, but they're just fun to look at in their derpiness.
They're so evil.
I have never met an adult one, but our friends sent us to an expo with baby ones, and those were the most ridiculously cute, tiny snakes ever that were just like, meh. I didn't care about anything.
If you get one that's mild-mannered and nice, man, they will have you just loving them. Like, I got my first one, and like, she's still the sweetest thing. She'll drink. I'll stick my finger in the water, and she'll drink the little water drip up from my finger, and it's like, oh, it's the most adorable thing. I think it's gotten more. Like, I posted a video of it. It's got more life than anything I've ever posted. Like, it's adorable.
That is so
I was
cute.
like, oh, all these rosy boas. Stick your finger near these rosy boas. They're gonna put your finger in it. They're like, they ain't drinking nothing but your blood.
So Zach, go get out a rosy boa. No.
Stick your finger in it.
See, anything that seems like it has a pleasant disposition, like a name that makes it sound cute. The rosy boa, evil.
Well, people are all like, I'll do all these shows and like all the time. You got any rosy boas? Anybody got any rosy boas? Because like, a lot of people who who don't like necessarily the sand boas like the rosy boas because the rosy boas have more of a neck and a head shape and less, kind of a worm shape. A little bit more of a standard boa shape. You can tell they're a boa. Unless they're fat. And so you get a lot of call for them. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get some rosy boas. I got this one, she's super sweet. I'm gonna get a bunch of these things and I'm gonna be the rosy boa guy. Nobody breeds them for a reason because they have like 2 to 4 babies, compared to the stand boas like 10 to 15. They bite like nobody's business. Like it takes like 10 minutes to get those things out of a and it's feeding mode. It's 100% feeding mode. But like a ball python or even a boa or something, you touch them, you mess with them a little bit, and they're like, oh, okay, it's not feeding time. No, these things are just like, did you say food? Where? Huh? I'm like, look, no, I am picking. This is not food time. Like more serious than my bull snakes. My bull snakes were.
I feel like king snakes are always the ones that are like, food? Yeah, what up? Yo, where you at?
Yeah, the only.
That's why I want one.
The only boa python species I've moved on and decided like, hey, I'm not going to breed these. It's the rosies. Like the last few pairs I have right now are available, and it's kind of you gotta get a wine fridge for them. You know, it's some of the only boas that you got a brewmate, like truly brewmate, and I was like, I just didn't want to mess with it. After I purged like the colubrids and stuff, because like the colubrids I like are just so inexpensive and so readily available, I couldn't justify breeding them. So I just trimmed down to nothing that wasn't a pet.
So everybody who's watching, Zach has some very delightful, well-mannered rosy boas available if you would like.
I actually have 3.
They're not
it's all the Ortizes. All the Ortizes I've had have been really, really nice. It's the ones that are more like, they're kind of like this color brown with like some tan stripes on them. And they call them like the Mexican localities. All 3 of those that I have are just the sweetest, and give all the rest of them a good name. And yeah.
And the rest of them are evil.
Yeah, my San Mateos, my Ghost San Felipes.
What do you want to show off over there? What are your main projects, ball python wise? Like,
okay.
What are your favorites?
Okay, so we'll start with the obscure.
Obscure.
Less common. So one of my personal favorite projects that doesn't get worked a lot of heavy and doesn't get the credit I feel like it deserves is Nanny. I'm a Nanny head. I love Nanny. A lot of people I see can't even properly identify it. And I feel like there's still a lot to do with it. People like it went to clown and it didn't do the craziest interaction with clown. It forced the pattern back into there. Kind of did the opposite of what people expected, and they like abandoned the project. And I've seen too many genetics that work phenomenal in clown that just horribly suck in pied, or just like turn it into a white snake. And I've seen the opposite happen as well. So I had a sneaking suspicion. I'm like, this doesn't do anything people would think in clown, and it doesn't look super great. Let's stick it in pied. People told me I was stupid, and they told me I should, get rid of it, and nobody was going to like it, and it wasn't going to, I wouldn't even be able to identify it. That's what I got from everybody. It's like, you wouldn't know if you hit it. You wouldn't be able to tell. So I made the world's first Nanny pied last year.
Hey.
And
hey, Lace.
You can absolutely tell.
Who's your nanny? Let's see. Let's make it up.
So this is Bertram.
Oh, Bert for short.
Bertram is the nanny from Jessie.
Oh, okay.
Oh yes. Oh my God.
All of my nannies have some sort of a nanny name.
Genius.
Bertram.
Actually, Jessie's the one I'm going to get next.
So how
the dot right there on the neck, and it's got a real mahogany kind of look to it, except in person, what you don't see in the camera, this is actually like hella orange, like a real deep, like burnt orange tones to it. So mahogany is one of the things I'm going to try to put it to, and some black pastel. It looks very similar to like a super high black pastel pied. There was nothing else in this. I made the father who made this from an F2 nanny that was multiple times proven to be nothing but nanny. And I paired a multiple times proven firefly to that to make the ingredients to make this. And so he's breeding now. Super excited about that. Because, I only got one, because I only ended up with one good egg, and I got my nanny pied out of it. So,
thank goodness.
So I haven't done crazy stuff with it just because, like, I got in my head a little bit. Some people were telling me, like, oh, man, you had a whole cleft there and you ended up with one. You could have incubation issues, which it could happen. Like, I'm sure we've all seen, like, some really gnarly looking animals that have came out of incubation issues that are just otherwise inexplicable for how they look. So I've got to reproduce him. So he's breeding to multiple pieds this season now that he's the size. I bred his dad to a couple last season, and neither one of the girls went. So he's breeding now, and he's got 5 girls. So I've got him paired to some normal pieds. I've got him paired to paired to a hypo clown. Something just to get nothing out of him except for just some hets and whatever he's got in him, because it should be nothing but nanny. There's an outside chance he has yellow belly. I just haven't sent the shed in to have him tested for it.
Nothing but nanny. #. So I want to see it. Has a mahogany nanny been produced? Pied been produced?
No nanny pied. I made the world's first, and this is the world's only.
I totally want to see what it does with mahogany.
Yeah, there's only a couple of people who are working the project because everyone just thought it was going to be dumb. And one of the other guys is one of Kenny Aponte's friends over in Puerto Rico, and he's missed. He missed a couple years in a row, and I got it. And then last season, neither one of us hit it again. And I've got a few people who saw online and like kind of started working it, but they're all like, much further behind. Like they got siblings to him, or not siblings, direct siblings, but some other ingredients, siblings to this girl. So this is a nanny for people who are like, what's a nanny?
I've got nanny here. Not a nanny.
So a lot of people think nanny is granite gene. Nanny is not. The original nanny had granite, so you do see a lot of granite nannies. I believe this one has the granite genetic as well. The female who produced it did. So that makes some of your identifications for some people a little rough. But it does kind of this hurricane almost like thing in certain combos. It's expediated. Yeah. It's actually a dark genetic, but it always brings blushing into the head. Like you can't fight it. If you try to throw it with blackhead, it doesn't matter. I've got some blackhead nanny stuff in there. It will turn the blackhead blushed out in the back.
Wow.
You get the little circles in the dorsal and like crazy looking dorsal. It's known to do stuff like put jagged lightning bolts and stuff in the dorsal. See, there's a couple little circles that always want to fight up in there.
We like lightning.
Overall, I mean, like your base nanny without the granite, it really, I think it's most comparable to like a hurricane or something, but it's not allelic with them. It's been put with hurricane and blitz and trick and all that good stuff.
Okay.
This is my ingredient girl I'm growing up, which would make, hopefully, when she's ready, the world's first super nanny pied.
Hey. She has that pied. Is her name Fran?
Her name is Jessie. So it was Jessie and Bertram. I'm Jessie. Nanny Fran, my buddy Jesse, my other buddy Jesse, he you might have met him at the expo. He was up there with me. He owns Fran. So Nanny Fran, he owns Nanny McPhee.
It's real.
Yeah, Tony from Who's the Boss. Like,
yeah.
High nannies are the ones that it's hard to name. Like you got to kind of stretch it a little bit. Like, yeah,
you have to stretch it a little bit.
He was a nanny.
Nanny McPhee,
That's
need
great.
You. Oh, I was not ready for that.
That was good.
That was great.
So, yeah, lots of nanny stuff coming this year.
Cool.
Hopefully, like once he reproduces himself, out of some normal pies, and that'll really let me, kind of solidify it for me that it's not just some incubation issue.
How many
nanny naysayers until I hit a super? So I've got that. That'll be next season though.
How many nanny clutches did you have last season?
I actually ended up with no nanny clutches last season.
Okay, so
I moved on a lot of my big proven girls, like my, like I had an F2 nanny that Carson produced, who founded the genetic, and just and a nanny Mojave, nanny Scaleless Head, just like some base stuff. And I moved all those proven girls out for ones I was growing up, and freaking not one of the nanny girls I had growing up went. And then the only boy I had, who is available now, is a pastel yellow belly nanny pied who made this. And so he's the dad of this one. So I paired him to two first-time pied females, and neither one of them went. So I just had horrible luck with the nanny last year. But now that Bertram's breeding, like he put it to like 5 ones. So that'll be for the nanny pied. And then I've got like 20+ millimeter follicles on my bamboo nanny calico. It's got 20+ millimeter follicles. My blackhead yellow belly HRA nanny, she's got like 18 millimeter follicles. Got any other nanny girls I kept? Those were 2 of my really good ones, nanny combos that I kept that I really liked. Unfortunately, they're both in shed. I was going to show one of them off, but
that's going to be exciting.
That happens. Mm-hmm. That means they're growing. That's a good thing. We'll let it go.
It don't suck.
I'll show. I'll save that one. Okay, so another one, like I never get free genetics. Everybody's getting free genetics. I've been doing this going on 6 years. Everybody's like,
getting free genetics.
Look, I got cryptics. Oh, look, I had whatever pop up in my collection. Everybody's getting free stuff. I'm over here like the only free genetic I ever got was pastel. Like I'm telling you, I bought a male, wasn't even supposed to be pastel, popped out 8 babies out of his first clutch. Every single one of them was pastel. I'm just like, it was a blackhead Leicester combo. That freaking stuff hides pastel like nobody's business.
Yeah, I bet.
But that's my luck, right? So
genetics.
I've been looking at Scrambler. I don't know if you noticed my colors here. I like orange stuff. So I've been looking at like Chris Herndon and Mark Mandick's Scrambler stuff. So I kind of tunneled down looking at what it was and where it came from. And I found out that Mark Mandick got his from Orange Dream that he bought from Ozzy. Well, Chris Herndon's original stock, he got and proved out from a male that he bought from Tom Barnhart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, yeah, my bad.
That male of Tom Barnhart
Edit that out.
that he produced from Orange Dream he got from Ozzy. So it all came back, it all tracked back to Ozzy. And so I'm like, I had this one male that I bought directly from Tom a couple years ago, like right out of the egg. He's like screaming orange. And I was like, bro, I gotta have it, just send it. And I've gotten some funky stuff out of it. And so once I found out that Chris got his from Tom, I'm like, well, man, let me ask Tom and find out. So I call Tom, and Tom's like, oh, let me tell you. I meant to tell you. He's like, I couldn't remember who I sold that snake to, but now you're messaging me. He's like, the father that produced Chris's Scrambler that he proved out is the father of your male. He's like, crazy. Out of everything I produced out of that clutch, I think your male got it. He said, he's like, I'm not the expert on it. He's like, I haven't worked it super hard, but so I floated the picture around to a couple of people who are working it, and everyone's all like, oh, yeah, I think so. And I looked back to a couple of clutches, which I didn't breed him heavy because he's got no heads. It was just a really nice 4-gene male that Tom Harvin made. I wanted some Barnhart Black Pastel. Tom Barnhart made. Wrong Tom. I wanted some Barnhart Black Pastel from the source. And so I just bought a nice 4-gene to make some heads. I gave him like a couple pairings a year, got a couple clutches out of him, but I got some funky results. So I found out.
It's my favorite story. I learned about that story on that In Your Circle episode with Tom Barnhart.
Tom's a great guy.
It's great. It's a great tale.
Those Chris Herndon.
Yes.
Love them both.
Wowzer.
So this is Tuts, my boy Tuts.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And he is Fire, Black Pastel, Barnhart Black Pastel, High Intensity Orange Green, 100% Yellow Belly or Spectre. I know, I haven't tested it. And apparently Scrambler.
That's awesome.
So, I hate to put this like kind of brown on the screen, but this is really kicking orange in person.
That's so great.
We believe you. Cameras don't pick them up as wonderfully as we all wish they did, but
I'm pretty sure he's Spectre just from the pattern change that I get in the Yellow Belly complex stuff he throws. But I need to just test him. It's just, I paired him to ivories 3 years in a row now. I paired him to 2 ivories. Those 2 ivories have never given me babies. They will not go for me. So I'll make ivories, I'll make super stripes. No, you won't. Like, so Charlie's going to be getting this one here probably in the next week or 2.
Wow, that was gorgeous.
So he's one of my favorites. So like I had to go back and change some pairings. I just found what you're talking about. Like I just found this out like a week or 2 ago. So I've got to like change some pairings and get him a couple girls. But I did have a holdback that he made last season that I was keeping anyways. Because I was like, man, I got to get him in something recessive. And I was like, I don't even know what. And I just happened to have a leopard clown sitting there with no boyfriend. So I bred him to a leopard clown. And I got this girl.
Pretty.
Yes.
Wow. That's
so
cool.
She, I believe, is him plus leopard.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I don't know quite enough about the Scrambler to say for sure on the Scrambler, but she's staying, so we'll find out. She was going to stay either way. She's 100% het clown, So Barnhart Black Pastel, High Intensity Orange Dream, Yellow Belly or Spectre, Fire. Although I've got to have a
mouthful.
I'm not 100% sold on the Fire, but I'm gonna have her tested for that too. She is super cool. And again, more orange in person, but the leopard really did brown out the oranges quite a bit, which I've seen. I've made and seen a lot of leopard OD combos, and the leopard does kill the oranges, but you get that freaking super crazy side pattern from your leopard OD combos. Like,
that's so wild.
And that's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah,
sorry,
for sure.
I might hold him a little longer, but he's all fed tonight, so I'm trying not to mess with him too much.
Oh, that's all good.
I tried to feed them all a little on the light side. So
little diet
super
week.
excited about that. Like she's got, lots of time to grow up, but he's got some girlfriends. And then I've got one more, but he hasn't ate for me since I got him here yet. And I just got him like a week ago, so he hasn't eaten, so I don't want to get about mess with him. But he is a barn. He is, or sorry, I don't know if he's Barnhart yet. We're getting tested. He is black pastel, calico, yellow belly, Poss scrambler. He's Poss Barnhart because I believe he had Barnhart, and then he also not had Barnhart, and he got his black pastels mixed up. But I can test for it. I'm getting tested for the Barnhart, so I'm hoping he's got the Barnhart because that's got the calico, and that's like I bred him to multiple calicos. And that was one of the clutches I got out of him was I paired him to the bamboo calico nanny, and I got a clutch out of there, but I didn't get anything I freaking wanted to hold back. It was all the wrong stuff, None of it had the high intensity OD stuff. Only I think one of them had black pastel. That's how it goes whenever you really, really want something, you don't get it.
Luckily, a guy who does shed testing. You know a guy.
Word.
I may know a guy.
You do know a guy.
Hey, and shameless plug. If you're a Husbandry Pro person, you can just order it straight on Husbandry Pro.
Yeah. It's not a shameless plug. The more you know, you got to know that.
Knowing is half the battle.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm a husbandry pro.
She's going to use it. She's going to use it. It's going to happen.
I'm doing it this weekend. I took off for the occasion.
She is.
Don't feel bad. Like everyone thinks, oh, he works for Husbandry Pro. He uses everything. He must be just the Husbandry Pro guru. And I'm like, I don't use half of that stuff. Like, I mean, and what's funny is like I did in the beginning, like half the stuff I used in the beginning, I don't use anymore. Like ball python, I don't even remember the last time I entered a feeding for a ball python. The only thing I track feedings on Husbandry Pro for is all of my other species because all my ball pythons eat every single week on Thursday. I feed my ball pythons on Thursday. I don't need a feeding notification. I know, about how many feeders I need. So I don't need anything for that. But I've got some on 3-week feedings, 5-week feedings, 2-week feedings on all these other species. So those, I get notifications for those. But like, I use it to keep up with my inventory. Like I put the animals in there late after they've been piled up and I've got a stack of them. When I've got like 8 to 12, then I finally sit down. I finally put them in. Like I'm a real guy.
I'm not worried about disappointing you, Zach. I disappoint Nikki.
No, you're not disappointing me at all. You're gonna love it though.
I just need her to fly here and help me do it,
right?
And then I'll be rocking.
That's what Kurt said. If we could just fly there and help her do all of it, wouldn't that be amazing? Yes, it would.
It won't.
You're gonna love it.
Long.
I think once you get into it, because it sure does beat having papers all over the place or white.
I just want to play with it. I just want to go to town.
Yep.
I get it, man. Some people they don't learn like I learned by like messing with it and figuring it out. But like my buddy Jason Amos, like he got it and he freaking bought a lifetime subscription, and he literally just input all of his animals. He exports it, changes the stuff he wants to change in Excel, and then imports it. He does not use the system like almost at all. He uses it to keep his data.
Damn.
And then he just exports because he likes Excel. He does everything in Excel. And he's like, man, I don't have time to sit down and figure this out. He's like, I know how to do it like this. This works. He's like, you come over, spend the weekend, show me how to do it. Like he's had it for almost a year now. It has been a year now. He hasn't put a single label. There's not a QR code anywhere. Like if he wants to do something, he looks up animals. And I'm like, that's not even what you're supposed to do, man. That's what people who have like 5 animals do. You got a few hundred. It's like, no, sir. He's like, you're come show me.
See, everybody has their own weird way to do things, and it all works out somehow just fine.
Okay. All right.
It's only weird if you make it weird. It's not weird.
I can't come on and not show off my logo snake here. My logo,
Oh, wow.
Ultra Male, in case anyone didn't know, it's not Monarch, it's Ultra Male.
Okay.
So this was the world's first. Oh, don't you do it. He's smelling me. He just ate earlier. He's like, I'll eat you, Dad. So this is the world's first blackhead Ultra Male clown. It's also red green, also blade. Space on his name. Portuguese pythons. Portuguese hit one like a couple weeks after.
Yeah.
We both been working on it. I think his has pastel, or he might have hit one that didn't have pastel also. The red gene does like a granite thing, all those little extra polka dots you see all on the side. Blackhead does a little bit of it, but the red gene really blows it out and has like a granite effect in there. It's also like you can see the blushing on the dorsal a little bit.
Oh yeah.
The red gene will shine through the blackhead dorsal and bring in a little blushing.
Wow.
You got your blade, helping to chain all your aliens together. I think Blade's actually doing this a lot of favors.
That's beautiful.
Without the blade, but I'm actually excited to hit this without the red gene and the blade because you'll get more of a rich color. The red gene and the blade kind of serve to brighten it. But yeah, he's about 400 grams. He ain't ready to love no ladies yet, but he's getting there.
Yeah, he's well on his way.
I threw him in the tub. He didn't do nothing. Hey, people talk about 500 grams, 700 grams, 1,000 grams. I've bred 375 gram males. My thing is do they look thick? Do they look like they could handle being off of food for 3 to 6 months? If they do, will they do it? They can do it.
He was like, "No, thanks, Dad. Not my time."
And you can usually tell. Within the first 15, 20 minutes. They'll either just crawl somewhere and lay down, or they'll crow in there and you'll see them doing the slow tongue flick, oh, what's that smell like? And, and looking around and stuff. Yeah. So,
oh, man.
But
what's that smell
their body behavior, I'm usually looking about 6 months plus, good thick body condition. I'll throw them in there before I throw whoever's on the breeding plan. And I'll throw them in there and I'll give them an hour or two. I'll look back at them and they'll either be over here or they're on top of her, smelling around by her, something showing a sign of interest. If they show interest, they'll do it. If they don't show interest, you might as well just pull them out. They're usually not going to.
Go buy her a drink.
Yeah. But no, I had a 375 gram Super Pastel Candino who sired 4 clutches for me his first season, and he fed all through it. He didn't go off food. He was right 374, 375. I think it was 374. When I threw him in there, I didn't expect him to do it, but my mentor was like, "I throw him in. If they breed, they breed. If not, put in your backup male." And I didn't have a backup male, so I was like, "Well, we'll just put him in once a month and see what happens." And the very first time I put him in, he locked, and I pulled him out. He ate a day after I pulled him out. I put him in with the next female. He locked her up. People were like, "You're not going to get any babies out of them. They don't produce that good." And it's no, one of them gave me a clutch of 13, a clutch of 8, clutch of 9.
I need that luck.
One was
Wild
small.
little fella.
It was a first girl, but yeah, all good eggs, everything good. And I'm like,
damn.
Wild little fella. Yeah, that was
wild little fella.
Yeah.
Golly.
So
Lace, I think Zach shows this stuff. We should do lightning round while he shows stuff. We should do this. Ready?
Do it. Do the thing.
That was like most of them. I've only got a couple left.
Really? Okay, well, you keep showing him while she does the questions. It works out better that way, I think. If you ask while we show.
Yeah.
Question 1.
Uno más cervezas, por favor.
Mm-hmm.
I quit drinking today, y'all.
What are you drinking then?
I quit drinking a lot of water.
Yes. Good. Good answer.
What Zach, my man, what is your favorite recessive gene?
Ultra male.
Okay. Love that. Okay.
Ultra, yes.
Ultra, hell yeah. Favorite codons?
Favorite codon. Blackhead's definitely up there. Nanny's in my top 5 list. Blackhead, Nanny, Orange Stream. I haven't found anything that doesn't look good as Orange Stream.
Scrambler.
I mean, we're gonna try to get Scrambler up on the list. Like some of the stuff looks nice. Hopefully, it earns its place up there.
It's bad when we're trying to answer the questions for you. Say Scrambler.
Strangers on my
Stranger.
like, oh man, like
You're super stoked about Nanny, and that makes me excited.
Yeah, I love my nannies.
Yep. Nanny
Fran.
McPhee. All of them. What is a gene, subtle or not, that you think should be in everything?
What's that?
Should be in everything. Ultra male.
Okay. What you got there? Oh, wait. This
is one of my. This is my male Anery Colombian rainbow boa.
Wow.
Trying to get the lavender on there. Like they're like a wicked like lavender steel gray color.
Wow.
And so
I don't think I've ever seen one before.
yeah, I've got leucistic Colombians, and then I've got this one group. You know, they're still at least a year away from breeding, probably 2. Of
So
Anery.
pretty.
It is. Are they still iridescent?
The Anerys, yes.
Okay.
They get a little iridescent. They're not as iridescent as like the nons.
Yeah.
The leucistics aren't iridescent at all. The leucism pulls all the melanin out, so you don't get it.
Wow.
It's interesting.
You can tell it is when you see this one, like just the way it's
so
shining in the light.
That's showing up right there.
It's so pretty.
That is
I love
pretty.
his little face.
I've only seen pictures of them. I've never seen. Look at that. Yeah, it's really cute.
Oh, and they get bad rap. People are like, oh, you think rainbow boas, and they're like, oh, they get so big. Oh, they're bitey. Oh, they're super hard to take care of. And it's like, those you just mentioned Brazilians, and these are Colombians. My male is maybe 6 inches longer than this. That's a breeder. Now my females, they're like 4 to 5 feet, but probably more like 4.5 feet even on the big girl. And they're not near as bitey. Like they're a little bitey, like when they first come out and they're babies for like the first 2 or 3 months. Like they will just bite everything. Everything. I'm not even taking them to a show until they quit that. Because it gives a bad rap. Plus they're kind of frail whenever like the first like 2 or 3 months, they can't handle a lot of travel and stuff like that. And that gives them a bad rap too. But it's people trying to sell them pre-established is really what it is. Let them age up. Let them get, I really don't recommend anyone buying a rainbow boa that's not at least 3 months old. You want them to get through that frail stage. But that said, the Colombians are hardier than the Brazilians because if you look up Colombia, it's just slightly lower in your humidity. It has a little bit more of a dry season, where your Brazil, where the Brazilians come from, there's pretty much no dry season at all ever. Like there is a less rainy season, but it's never dry ever. And so that's why I feel like they're a little less tolerant, is because they come from an environment where there's never any freaking, variance to their conditions. And that's why they drop if you got bad humidity. My Colombians, I keep them pretty much like ball pythons, except I add a humid hide in there to it. But it's like it's very similar humidity. It's more like they're less tolerant of negligent husbandry than some of your hardier species. Like a ball python, if you get them down in the 40s and 50s, they're going to get stuck shed, but you can get stuck shed on top of stuck shed and they're probably still alive. You get stuck shed on top of stuck shed, your rainbow's dead. So that's the only downside there. But, small, easy to handle, relatively inexpensive snake. Good handling like a boa, but they're a terrestrial snake, so you don't need a large enclosure. They do not do a lot of climbing. They will burrow and hide, so you don't need a super tall enclosure for And they're super manageable. They'll stay smaller than a ball python, as opposed to the ones that are going to get, 6, 7, maybe even 8 feet. So
what kind of substrate do you use for them?
Coconut chip for everything. The only difference is how much coconut chip I use for them. They get like a double thick layer. My rainbow, because they like to burrow. My rainbows get a double thick layer, and my bloods, pretty much any of my burrowing species, my file snakes. I've got some file snakes. That's some non-bow.
Those are the ones with the ridge on their back, right?
Yeah, they're so cool, dude.
We saw those in Southeast, Lace and Kurt and I, and we were blown away.
Yeah,
no idea there was a snake with a ridge on its back like that.
Yeah.
And the closest thing you can get to I just drew a blank, a crepe, a red-headed crepe. There's venomous snakes that look just like them that have like a fire engine red head, but then they've got that body. And but they're like one of the most venomous snakes in the world. Someone watching this is going to be like, this guy's an idiot. This is what it's called. But I believe it's red-headed crepe. But they've got that, man, the scales are spaced out. They're super keeled. Like, they feel gnarly. Like, I love my file snakes. I'm hoping to get them to breed. There's only a couple people in the States who breed them.
Well, no, you're right. It's beautiful and terrifying looking at the same time.
But, like, they don't bite. Like, you can't get these things to bite me. Like, they're super chill. They're fossorial. So, like, they burrow and they live under leaf litter and stuff normally. But they're actually pretty tolerant of, like, a good bit of handling.
Here's the venomous one. That's the venomous one.
Whoa.
Stay away from it. But I see what you mean.
You don't get the cool red at all, but you get the rest of it, kind of.
I see what you mean. The body, though, the ridge on the back definitely looks like the file snake did.
Yeah, that's cool.
We saw it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Anything that bright and beautiful means dangerous.
Right.
Yeah.
That's in everything.
But, like, the bad thing about file snakes is there's only a few people who produce them.
Yeah.
You definitely want to source captive bred. I got a stock of wild caught to try to produce to get some captive bred, some wild caught, some captives. But like a lot of them didn't make it. They just come in frail. They're full of parasites. And the problem with file snakes, and why a regular person shouldn't just buy one off of an importer table, is file snakes is one of the few species of snakes that can carry fluke worms. And fluke worms is one of the few species of worms that a snake can carry that they can give to a human.
Oh, no.
And they do not show up in normal testing, and they can be quite deadly.
This is also, the file snake is also that one that broke the internet that's like pink, right? Pink or under a black light?
I don't know about that. I forgot there's a real nice girl in Florida.
This one.
She's made some like purplish.
Is that really real?
No, that is fake.
I was gonna say that can't be real, right?
Yeah, no, that's totally fake. They don't have any kind of shimmer to them at all.
Interesting.
Well, not really, not conventional like a rainbow or anything. But
it's pretty though.
Yeah, it was.
What is a gene that you don't have that you do want?
That's gonna have to be Cosmos.
Yep.
Every damn episode.
Similar.
It's a very popular answer.
Very.
Speak it out into the stars there. Speak it out into the cosmos.
I knew it was going. What is it? Oh, hey. Oh, man. That thing looks super sweet.
Look at that face.
This is one of my 50-50 jungle diamonds.
Oh, I love it. Man, that thing is dark.
And so I like her because she's got that real reduced pattern look on the back. She doesn't have the striping like a lot of them have. Her jungle line was a Shuit line, which is not a very striped line. It's a line that's got a lot of like random side patterning and sometimes a stripe on the back. So I really like.
That's really cool.
And the diamond, just when you mix the diamond with it, like she is just super yellow and she's getting brighter. Like this girl's only like a year and a half old.
Oh, wow.
So still yellowing up. She's still brightening and just a puppy. Like I have yet to see a diamond cross that's not a puppy dog. Like the diamonds are, I've got a pure diamond in there, but he's in shed. Everything's in shed. And even my pure diamonds are puppies. Like, I think the diamonds are hands down the sweetest, nicest carpet pythons. Like,
They are a girl's best friend.
You can just straight pick them up. And so, like, the problem you have with carpets is they're known to be kind of spicy. And your jungle specifically, your Darwins, you know, like, they're kind of spicy. Like, the IJs are fairly calm, and they're the most docile, commonly available one. The Breadlies are pretty chill. And then you got the diamonds that are super chill. And so that's one of the reasons a lot of people like to mix the diamonds with the jungle, is because A, they're beautiful, but B, you take a lot of the spiciness out of your jungle, and you make a much better pet for people.
I like how dark it is.
Darling.
Look at her.
Darling.
Oh, she is a sweetheart.
She's like, I'll just go right here.
She's
Yes,
she's so stinking cool, man.
She is definitely one of my favorites over here.
I love.
Yeah, I could see why you'd want to come home and get those out. And
I know. I want a big snake.
how big do they get?
So the diamonds, a lot of it has to do with, like, you don't want to feed them like a ball python. They should be in that like 8-foot range. But I've got a diamond cross girl, a jungle diamond cross, who's like 8.5 feet. Like, she came in with McDonald's arches on her back. When I got her, she was getting fed jumbo wraps weekly.
Golly.
Jumbo wraps weekly.
Somebody
like,
supersized her.
But the breeders who, you know, I mean, I walk a fine line, because some of the breeders, I feel like, underfeed theirs because they're trying to keep them too skinny. And if you look at them in the wild, they're not the skinniest snakes. They're not like ball pythons where they're super chunky. So I try to walk the line. Like, I do like every 2 to 5 weeks on my carpets, like my adult female carpets. They get fed every 5 weeks when they're not breeding. When they're breeding, they get fed every 3 to 4 weeks, depending on the size of the meal that I fed them. You know, I'm kind of weird on that. Like, I might feed my 6 foot. She might get a large, but if she gets a large, she's not going to get fed again for probably about 4 or 5 weeks. If I feed her a medium, about every 3 weeks. Maybe occasionally 2. She might get 2 mediums if it's like right before she's building. It's random. It's honestly random. I try to go like full natural. I do the same thing with my boa. Like, all of my other bigger species, I try to follow what I call like a natural feeding pattern. You know, and in the wild, they wouldn't eat every 5 weeks. They wouldn't eat every 2 weeks. You know, so I mean, there's been times where my boas have eaten something and then got something to eat the next week. And, you know, and then a lot of people cycle them, like they food cycle them. Like, I pull them off for 3 months in the winter. They don't get food for 3 months in the winter. But so I'll feed them up right after the winter. They get fed a little bit more frequently. Then they'll hopefully start building. And that's when they would go off food whenever they're getting ready to have babies anyways. And then so you feed them a little bit more heavily, like right after they drop babies. And then you slow them back down throughout the summer and stuff. So that's what I'm doing.
That's awesome. That is awesome. What is the last snake that you purchased?
The last snake that I purchased, blackhead. Wait, does it count as purchase if I haven't paid for it yet?
Yeah, sure. We'll take her.
Okay, all right. Blackhead, yellow belly, calico, scaleless head, ringer gene.
Oh, if you like it, then you should have put a ringer on it. Love that.
Yeah, I love the scaleless head stuff. I feel like it gets hate and underworked and underappreciated. People are like, "Oh, I can't tell you how many times I've had a scaleless head animal," and people are like, "Oh, I'm not working scaleless snakes." I'm like, "And I don't work scaleless snakes, but I love scaleless head. It makes the snakes feel cool. It beads out their scales. They get more of like a silky feel to them. Like, they actually feel nicer and cooler than different snakes. Scaleless head is a nice enhancing genetic that, you know, makes everything just look better. And if somebody is working towards a scaleless snake, now you have an ingredient for them too. So I don't know why more people don't work scaleless head.
What is a piece of advice from you, Zach, that you would give to a new breeder?
Diversify. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. You don't want to be sitting there selling the same thing that everybody's got and have no other marbles to throw in the pot.
That's good advice. That's good advice. What do you think? What do you want to be known for, Zach? Well, and people think of you. We think,
I
Zach,
mean,
that's that.
if you're talking about Parparts, I'm gonna have to go with Ultramel. Like, oh yeah, he's
Cool.
got the hotness still. Yeah, I got like 7, 8 different shots for Ultra Clowns this year, Ultra Pies. Like we Ultramel in the world over here.
And Nanny.
And and Nanny.
You can't forget about her.
Make Ultramel. I haven't made any Ultramel Nannies yet. I need some Ultramel Nannies.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, you just blew Lace's mind.
Sean, I'm not just draw a blank on his name. SMS or SRS. Yeah, SRS. He has made some Ultramel Nannies.
Ooh. We need to see them.
I should have got one. I was being bougie. I'm like, it's just one gene in Ultramel. I'm like, make me like a 2 or 3 gene combo, then we can go.
I was being bougie.
And that's what happens. No.
I love that. That ends lightning round place.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. This is very delayed.
Kajigga.
Kajigga. Kapow.
Kajigga. What's Kajigga? What's Kajigga from? Where'd that
Cars.
come
Lightning McQueen, Cars.
You don't remember the Cars movie?
I feel that. I remember Rascal Flatts.
Yeah, that's us.
I like some Rascal Flatts. You know?
We'll let it slide.
Little Life is a Highway.
Yeah, he puts the lightning bolt sticker on his fender, and he comes in sliding. He's all proud. He's like, Kajigga, Kajigga.
Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna take that and run with it forever. Thank you. I hope I see you this weekend. What are you most excited for about the Dallas show? For those watching, we will be here on Sunday, me and Zach, and we're gonna take a selfie. And it's gonna be awesome.
Selfie of a selfie, or I don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna get in
a picture and a picture.
Yes.
And then like we're gonna FaceTime Nikki so she could be there. A picture within a picture.
Oh my gosh,
picture.
that is just, my mind is blown.
That's wild.
We will break the internet.
Nikki has Google phone. Never mind.
I'm most excited this weekend to just go preach the Husbandry Pro Gospel. Get people talked into why they need it. Give some swag.
I love it.
The time to start is now.
My friends and drinking. It's about work. I'm excited to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll come bring you a beer. By this time, my Husbandry Pro will be in full effect, y'all. Kajigga, kajow. Whatever you say.
This is Lace's Accountability Sunday. By now, you can message Lace and make sure it happened.
Everyone send me a DM right now and say, I need to see your confirmation code.
Oh no. Zach, can you send her a fake one?
We'll see on the report tonight if it shows up.
The report. Damn it! I knew this would happen.
You set yourself up.
My internal fear of I can't tell him that I've already done it because I bet he gets a report.
I'm writing Zach. Hey Zach, Lace said she did it. Did she really do it? Let me look. No, Nikki would.
She didn't really rat me out. Nikki would rat me out so hard.
I would not.
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't.
If you didn't put in a ticket, I don't look at your stuff.
You got to do it just as you're ready, Lace. Like whatever you get done this weekend, you get done. Don't overwhelm yourself.
The problem is I'm ready and I overwhelm myself by not having Husbandry Pro.
Okay.
I can't tell you how many times whenever I first signed up, I sat down to do it, and it's just like, it's ADD. It's like you're supposed to do that. It's like let me just do this other thing real quick. It's like you'll do 50 things besides the thing that you're supposed to do. So I did Husbandry Pro done. No, but I rearranged the whole room. I did my sock drawer.
Oh my God, I can't talk to you about to-do lists, and both are ADHD here. But Nikki, I do hope that you're available Saturday when I'm setting this up. And
I will be.
I know that we both hate phone calls, but I need you to answer.
No, I will. I like talking to good people on the phone.
If not, I'm going to have to drive to Dallas a day early and go ask Zach What the fuck am I doing here, dog?
We'll do it on the lap. I got the touch screen. We'll get
Y'all's booth is so freaking cool, though. Seriously, it's
and so
really
is Zach's booth.
absolutely.
He has his booth.
Oh wait, well I haven't seen him vend outside of. I've only seen him at the Husbandry Pro. Booth, but I'm sure it's cool because you're freaking awesome. But the Husbandry Pro booth is just a party.
Did you see the Husbandry Pro booth at Dallas last time?
Yeah, that's where I met you.
Oh, that was my booth right next to it. That was one of the times I did both of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 years ago.
Oh.
The first year that they moved to the bad
Did I even do Husbandry Pro
event.
Maybe I did. I don't remember.
It was the first year they moved from Arlington to Dallas.
No, because I didn't do Husband. Last Dallas show, I just did my stuff. The time before that, I did both. I don't know. So many.
Here,
you know, look. I use Husbandry Pro to keep up with the data from the show, so I know what happened at which.
Oh shit!
I'll help you all.
The fourth wall. Wow.
There you go. There's Zach's setup.
That's half my
that
setup.
Looks pretty,
well,
man.
It still looks really great being half your setup. I had half the time to find it.
That's my Replicon setup. I only got 2 tables there. Well, I've got 4, but my buddy Josh uses the other 2.
I liked your little corner spot. The corner spot is clutch.
To make Zach stay better.
Yeah, like everyone walking in and out of that room. Yeah, that's the full Monty there.
Zach has an island.
That's really pretty.
Yeah.
I love the logo. I love the logo. The colors really are cool.
One day I'll have enough snakes to actually fill up the 4 tables.
You know what? You dream big.
I don't like doing 3 tables though, because I like being on the end. And I've done 3 tables. Some of the shows will let you do 3 tables like that, and then they'll put somebody right there up against your stuff, and I'm like, they're touching my table. They're touching my table. I'm spraying their table with permethrin. They're like, aren't you friends with those people? I was like, I'm still spraying their table with permethrin. It's touching my stuff.
Don't touch his rack.
I found some other things, you know, like I put some shirts out there, some hats. I put a little swag on that table, my 4th table. I try to make it look important.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This was a lot of fun. It was great to see your rack. I hope people buy lots of memberships on, I was going to say snakes, but you're not selling snakes this weekend. So sign up for Husbandry Pro, people.
Look how pretty.
Some full racks.
And there's another room too, or the other side.
When your rack's so big, it can't be contained.
Word.
Hold on. I'll at least open the door and flash it in there real quick.
It's going to flash us in there.
When your rack's so big, it cannot be contained.
I don't know why people let us be together. I'm glad we don't listen to them anyway.
Hey, look at that. Yeah, I see.
Hello.
Hey,
welcome to the show. That's awesome.
That's Abby.
Oh, I love it.
Hey, girl. This has been fun, man. I'll give you a big old hug on Sunday. Today.
Can't wait.
And a beverage.
Yep, always.
Other tip. Once you pass 200 snakes, get you an Abby.
Get you an Abby. It's a good
Write
point.
off on your taxes.
I just sell snakes and play with them. She cleans the poop. The best thing ever.
See, we almost made it a full episode without the word poop, but Zach, you did it for us.
I didn't know. I wasn't supposed to say poop.
No, we don't. There is always poop. Always comes up. It's not. You didn't know that. I'm amazed we didn't talk about poop in the first 10 seconds. So it's fantastic.
I didn't know I wasn't supposed to say poop.
Nikki, you should have messaged me the code words not to say poop. No.
Poop, penis.
It would have been very disappointing if you didn't say poop, actually. So I'm glad you did.
It's always got to come full circle.
Well, I appreciate y'all having me on. I had a blast.
Thank you so much. You've been such a joy, and I can't wait to see you again. Oh, Hey, congrats. We forgot to tell him. There's a follow-up exam.
Oh, yes.
We will bill your insurance. We'll see you in, what is it?
A year from now when you have
Right.
lots of nanny babies.
I need to see Nanny McPhee, Mahogany, all of them.
I was trying to find someone if someone's got a mahogany het pied or mahogany pied for a breeder loan, let me know. We can work it out.
Well, this is the place to announce it. Millions watch the show.
Millions.
I'm going to be inundated Sunday with mahogany pies.
They're going to be breaking down your door.
Breaking down your fourth wall door.
Double digit clutches. Don't even come at me. I want that 16 later. Send her my way. We'll make sure we make some money.
Your biggest, bestest mahogany snake. Surely that's on loan. Send that one.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Hope you all have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time to see somebody else's rack. Bye.
Thanks, Zach. Ooh, we rhymed at the end there. Look at that.
Yeah. Show me some. Show me some. Show me some. Show me some. Hey, show me some. Show me some. Show me some. Show me.